afternoon. My name is Nima Swane, the Vice President of Inspire Youngsters, and we welcome you to Inspire Youngsters. Thank you.
Good afternoon to you all. My name is Catherine Bali, and I'm the President of the Inspire Youngsters. I welcome you to.
This is my wife, Naasira Ageela. This is the lady I love, okay? And for many reasons. And my name is Dr. Gregory Joe Bledsoe. And we have been so blessed to have written 3 books, and we have the name of our business. It's Spicy, Tasty Vegan Cuisine, right?
That's right.
How do we say it? Spicy, Tasty Vegan Cuisine.
Yeah.
We're honored to be here and have this opportunity to meet all you wonderful young people. This is what we're pretty much interested in, reaching out to our youth. Because when it comes to nutrition, you are the ones that can make it really inviting to your life.
First of all, I'd like to thank you, each and every one of you, for having us here. It is an honor, and it's a privilege, it really is. And we give thanks to our ancestors that have guided us and led us here at this time we consider the perfect time. With the change of the government, and now you guys have opportunities to do a lot of things, and we are personally setting up some things to provide more jobs and opportunities for the Gambians. But most important, the most powerful tool that we can ever think of that's at your disposal is nutrition. Because if you eat better, you're going to think better. And if you think better, you're going to make better life decisions. You may not know or appreciate certain things, but the Gambia is the perfect country. You have the best soil in the world. I don't know if you know that. It has more nutrients than any other soil in the world. So you can grow the best fruit and vegetables. You also have the fact that you have a sense of loving and family. Here we understand and we can appreciate your parents do all they can to help you, and then later you turn and you help your parents, right? That is a wonderful system, and believe me, it is not everyone everywhere else. So you're to be applauded and carry that on. So you as your young children, not only are you going to build a wonderful nation, but you know that you are also going to set the path to take care of your parents, and your parents will feel very good taking care of you if they know that you, the future, you have a plan for them. Well, a little background. My wife is considered the best vegan chef around. In other words, cooking food. Her food is so good, it'll make you want to do something that you shouldn't do. I mean, real good food, okay? She started off catering to other people as a library technician, and one of the things she wishes to do is also volunteer once a month in your library. But she had all this wonderful food and all these people that were paying to get food, believe me, and I was helping her. But we couldn't keep up. It was just too many people. So then I had a brilliant idea. I said, well, wife, why don't we start some cooking classes? You know the old saying, if you teach a person how to fish, they can fish forever, but if you know that, okay. Didn't work, did not work. So I retired as a teacher of over 30 years, graduate from law school, and my wife is library tech. And we decided to write a book. And we figured in that book, we could put in the recipes, and we can also put in some of the information that we wanted them to know. One of the first things we did in the book was to identify most of her people, her clients. And they were people like you, with your skin color. We call that carbon and copper. Some call it melanin, but it's carbon and copper. Because carbon and copper, you can make electricity, right? And we're electric people, right? Yes, we are. And because you are different, you should be eating food that's different. A lot of us are sick because we're eating the wrong kind of food. We're not eating foods for our bodies. And so let me just tell you generally, the enemy of a melanated or carbon copper person is starch. Can you say the word starch for me?
Starch.
Now let me tell you the forms that it comes in. Number one, you're going to have starch in the form of bread. Now I'll give you something just very simple you can just remember. 5 things. And then I'll have my wife tell her story of how she got started. But the first 5, remember, white sugar, okay? And we can go into more detail about that, but sugar, white table salt, white bread, white flour, okay? And the other white will just blind you. So just remember those things, okay? And I'll go into more detail later. But right now, I want my wife to tell the story how she got started to being what we are, and that's what we call vegan vegetarians.
Young people, I'm Mama Naasira, and I see several ages here. I was thinking of you were all young college students, but that's okay because college is right around the corner for most of you. Well, I started college at the age of 17, and after the first semester, I decided to move away from home, and that means I left the kind of food that my mom was preparing for me. And of course we had, I mean, how many of you are aware of, or familiar with McDonald's? No,
It's
really?
McDonald's, yeah.
Fast
McDonald's,
food.
the fast foods? You don't have it here. I haven't seen one here.
We have the fast
It is.
foods all over.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen it. But, well, McDonald's was around when I started college, and that was 44 years ago. And so I thought, oh, you know, I could buy these, just a few pennies, you know, you could buy hamburgers, French fries. I mean, there was candy and all these things. But the story was, I not only worked, I got a job working in the medical field as a medical lab tech. They were training us how to draw blood. And so I was very grateful, you know, to be 18 years old with lab coat and drawing blood. Well, I had a situation drawing blood from a patient. And I drew her blood and she bumped me. And I stuck myself, the needle stuck me, and I ended up later on realizing I had contracted hepatitis B. And I didn't think much about it until 2 or 3 days later, I was itching all over. And then I looked a few more days later, my eyes had turned yellow. And then my stool, you know, the poop, it was black. And I thought, oh, I'm dying. So I couldn't remember exactly what happened because five days had passed and I forgot about that stick. But I did go see a doctor and I could not remember what actually happened until a few more days later I became weak. And in my class, I would fall asleep before the class ended. And then I realized that that stick, you know, on my finger, that was the beginning of my change of life. So I had to go in for blood tests. And then, you know, there was nothing that they could do because at that time they weren't prescribing medication like they're doing today, which was really a blessing. The medication doesn't give your body an opportunity to heal. Instead, your body just start to react to the medication and then other things start to occur. And I'm sure you know this in your family. You know, if somebody start out with diabetes, then the next thing you know, you hear that they have cancer, you know, bones condition, because that's what happened to my mother. You know, she ended up dying at the age of 66, and I'm 63. Because of that sickness, the doctor told me, you're gonna have to eat healthy for the rest of your life. And I'm like, what do you mean? He said, I mean, no more hamburgers, French fries, candy. He said, you're gonna have to actually cook the way your mother raised you. So that's my story. I started preparing food on Sunday afternoons, and I would cook enough food for the whole week. And that way, I didn't have to spend much money anymore on all those fast foods. I started telling people about, you know I can't drink. You know, if I do drink, I have to eat food. But the main thing is when you're in college, it's really important to have a diet, you know, with your fruits and your vegetables and your nuts. And if you cannot prepare the food yourself, get together with your roommates. You know, one can work, you know, prepare a good healthy food, and most of you have the best food. Charity, what is it, Fendi? That's better than white rice, right? You have different porridge, and you have all this wonderful vegetables, organic fruits, and you can just do so many things with those things. So yeah, I'm just happy to be here and to share this, and I would like to know if you would just look at, if you're gonna eat out in the restaurant, balance it with your own, you know, cooked food. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, I wanted to bring home 3 things for you. Now, we talked about our first book that we wrote. It took us 27 weeks and no doorbell and no TV. The reason we were so serious about getting this done is because our people in America are dying. They're dying because they don't know certain things. And the advertisement in America, how many of you watch TV? Yes. So you know the advertisement is really good over there. They have you thinking you should eat something. Oh, they're great, you know, and it's really not that good for you. And if you hear something over and over and over again, pretty soon you might start to believe it, right? Well, so our task was to write a book that our people could read about, they could get information, and also have recipes that they could use. So one of the first things we wanted to educate them about or give them information about, which is important, is the oil. Now, we have that information in both of our books, the one for the melanated as well as for the general public. Because Mama, she cooked for everybody, but most of her people were like you, okay? So we had to write a book that they also could understand because we love everyone. And if the principles are followed here and here, the people will not only feel better, but they'll be able to feel better. And when they feel better in such a way where their pineal gland is open more, they can become even more human. So our books are for everyone. What's the best oil? Say it again, what is it? Okay, now your homework, your research is to look up coconut oil and see the benefits of it. Because we're not here just talking to you. You guys are gonna run the Gambia. You guys are gonna run the world, okay? We're just here to help you. Now, the second thing, besides the oil, we want you to keep in mind that it is important to drink enough water. We call it hydration. If you do not drink enough water, your brain will shrink. You want that? Okay, so if you drink enough water, it's gonna flush out the toxins in your body, okay? In other words, a lot of things that should not stay in your body will be able to come out because you're drinking enough water. There are a lot of people that are depressed. Why? They don't drink enough water. People with headaches. Why? They don't drink enough water. Some people can't sleep. Why? They don't drink enough water. Now, how much water do you drink? Some people say, well, you drink 8 glasses. That ain't necessarily so. If you're a small person, you don't need to be drinking 8 glasses. That's too much for you. You drink the water according to what your body is telling you. If you're in front of a computer screen or your cell phone, that's like the sun. The same as being outside in the sun. So the more you're exposed to that type of sun, the more water you need. If you're out in the sun, you're gonna drink more water than a person in the shade, right? But in the morning, make sure you drink your water. And if you can drink water with what? Lemon?
With lemon, squeeze it, and warm water is really excellent first thing in the morning. That's what my father told me years ago, especially when we were eating all that food that was sugars and different chemicals. Well, if you drink the warm water, it'll move the bowels. And that's what you want, is to eliminate. You don't want things to to remain inside. And coconut oil also, it reduces the weight from your body.
Okay? So we have the coconut oil and we have the water, right?
Yes.
Okay. The other thing that I think most of you are aware of, and remember I was giving you those 5 things and I got to 4 and I said the other one is white rice. Okay? 50 years ago, there was no white rice in all of Africa. Can I say it again? No white rice in all of Africa 50 years ago.
Did you know that?
What were people eating before the white rice? They were eating their traditional rice. They were eating things like the fendi, right? The cherry, right? But the white rice started coming in and the traditional rice was not grown as much. And the white rice started coming in being at a cheap price. And soon, because of the advertisement, because of the marketing, people thought, I gotta have me some white rice, right? But see, the white rice has no nutritional value. When you eat the white rice, it contributes to diabetes. When we arrived here in the Gambia, one of our biggest concerns was the number of people with diabetes. So we wanted to find out, what are they eating? And we found out it's the white rice. So we started doing our research to find that some of the same seeds that are in America came from this area. And these were some of the traditional rices. So we got some of the seeds, and we're blessed to have a number of farmers that have volunteered to grow the rice for us. So we're going to be having some more of the traditional rice. We're working on the wild rice, and you do have wild rice here, which is different from the regular rice. The wild rice comes from the grass family. And since it comes from the grass family, when you eat it, it doesn't turn into that starch sugar in your body like the other rice. Also, it has more protein and fiber than the other rice, which means it gives you more energy and it helps to clean you out, and it has more vitamins and nutrients which are going to fight off disease and fight off aging.
Yes, well, I just wanted to just mention transitioning, you know. Sometimes it takes time to start something new. For instance, I remember I was eating the white bread, but then after I learned that brown bread was better, so I graduated to brown bread, and then from there to sprouted bread. Well, that's the same thing with your food. If you're drinking milk, well, do you really believe that cow's milk is for our body? You know, when we drink milk, how many of you really believe that we really should be drinking the cow's milk? Tell me true. No one knows. Everybody knows. Well, you can make milk from cashews. You know, you can go to YouTube and they have all these incredible recipes, you know, for anything you like. And as well, you can go to our website, spicytastyvegan.com, and we have recipes and some demonstrations on how to prepare wild rice, for instance. So once we start to know our bodies, then we can really learn how to treat it good. I mean, I'm 63 years old, and I feel better than I did when I was 53. And at 53, I was healthier than 43. 33 is just because that one incident that I had that breakthrough of getting sick. That's what made me follow. And as my husband said, I know why you eat this way. He said, because you didn't want to die. I said, absolutely. So it's up to you. If you really, you know, you're gonna have something, when you get something, even today, read of how you can heal that. You know, it's just so important.
Good afternoon once again. I'm going to brief out about the organization. This is a non-profit organization. It's a charity organization rather. Here, our vision in this organization, our vision is to nurture and educate the young people in this community. So we involve in so many things because we believe that only going to school will not help others to educate, because some people are not good at this reading. So we involve ourselves in dramas and poems reciting, because some people some people educate through poems and drama activities. So Inspire Young Stars Charity The Gambia is a non-profit organization with a purpose to seek, create, find and support programs that shall positively impact the life of young people. We believe that all young stars are stars, and we envision a nation in which all children and young people can pursue equality education, reach their full potential and contribute to their communities and the world at large. Inspire Young Stars is a certified registered incorporated organization in the Gambia. Our mission is to inspire young stars, mission to the inspire, nurture and increase access to books and support literacy development in the Gambia. This mission is to build on strong concept that students, children and girls will be inspired, empowered, learn and achieve their fundamental human values. Hence, this is a fundamental in the lives of every young people. Thank you.
We want to thank you once again for coming to Inspire Youngsters, and thank you for that significant information, and also we would love to be part of the restaurants you're about to open, to be part of the practical basis. And once again, we thank you very much for coming to Inspire Youngsters. Thank you.
So yes, well, you guys are a wonderful group, and you're very patient, and we truly appreciate coming out and look forward in the future with working with you as well, especially since my specialty is preparing meals. And so maybe at some point you can come to our home. We have a guest house. You can come and assist with the cooking, and you get a chance to eat too. Good food.
Thank you. Okay, along with Mom and myself, we are just so pleased to be on the ground floor of you young children, taking a hold of your country, the governments, and just watching it bloom. And as I said before, we'll be here. We'll be here to assist you, not only just in the Gambia, but all throughout Africa, because we understand that as you strengthen the mother can better take care of her children. So thank you.
So you don't have to always go to the doctors. You know, you're the doctor yourself. At least you pretend until you really get it to where you
Just
like.
to research and then know more about our business.
Yes.
In our country, they call it the practice of medicine.
Right.
So do you want anybody practicing on you?